and girls, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me for this ECA video where we are going to be... Hello boys and girls, I am so pleased that you've decided to join me for this ECA activity, and today we're going to be having a go at creating a winter picture. So, because the winter holidays are creeping up on us, and I'm really excited because winter is my favourite season. I love visiting cold places where there's snow and you get to wrap up warm and drink hot chocolate. I thought what a wonderful way to celebrate the coming of winter by creating a snowy winter picture. Now, I have got a few things for this activity. So I've got some white paint and some black paint, and that's all we're going to need. In terms of paint, you only need two colours. If you have watercolours, that will work even better than this type of paint for the black, but I'll show you why in a moment. I've got some glue, I've got some cotton buds here. You don't need to use them, and I've got a sponge here, and I'll show you how we'll use those in a bit. Then what I've done with the paint is I've put some black paint in here with lots of water, so it's really runny, and it's, as you can see, it is basically just water that's gone black. Because of the paint, and a really tiny brush. Then I've got my white paint in here, and a straw, which I'll show you what we'll do with in a minute, and some glitter, and also a paintbrush, a nice thick paintbrush. So what I'm going to do is, I've poured the white paint, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of my white glitter to my paint to make the snow sparkle in my painting. If you've got silver paint, that will work as well, because the white paint will cover the silver colour and it will just show up as sparkling. So I'm going to add the glitter to my paint. I'm going to add quite a bit, and the other thing I'm going to add to my white paint is some glue to make sure that it sticks nicely together. So that the glitter does not fall off now. See, the glue seems to be stuck, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to do it like this. Nice big glob. There we go. There's my glue in my paint, and then all I need to do is mix it all together, and I'll be ready to start my painting. So, as you can see, I'm just mixing it together now. Just like this. And I am ready to start my painting. So, it's all mixed in now, super. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the landscape for my painting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some rolling hills on my sheet. So using my big paintbrush, I'm going to have a go at drawing some lines to create my hills. I'm going to have them just sort of crisscross over each other, which you won't really notice once all the paint's on. As you can see, I have chosen to do mine on a blue piece of paper to show the snowy sky. It looks a bit dark because a lot of the times in winter it gets dark really early, especially in European countries. So that's why I've chosen a dark blue for this. You can choose a lighter blue, it doesn't matter what colour, really, it's your painting. You could have a reddish colour maybe for a sunset, or even a purpley colour for sunset, or you could have a sunrise colour. It's completely up to you what colour paper you want to use. I'm using blue, it's one of my favourite colours, and it makes me think of how dark it gets, like I said, in Europe, quite early in the evening, and how late it gets light as well. So, almost finished now with my hills. And what I'm going to do is, it's going to look a bit like a woods or a park, this painting. So, here you go. If you are doing this at home, make sure that you've asked an adult first for help. Maybe put some newspaper or something else underneath, because I'm getting paint all over my counter, so I need to remember that I need to clean all that up. But you don't want to be doing that at home, especially not if you're doing this on your dining room table and it's wood or anything, you do want to make sure it's easy to clean up. Now, this is what it's starting to look like. So I've got my hills there. What I'm going to do then is, this is going to be the fun part. This is where I'm going to need my straw and my really watery black paint. So I'm going to use the black paint and the straw to create silhouettes of trees. Now, silhouettes is one we can't see very clearly. They're just black. So this is where it gets really, really fun. I used to love doing this when I was a little girl. So I'm going to add a line of black, like this. And then I've got my straw ready. I'm going to start. This is why it needs to be watery. I'm going to blow on it to spread it out. And hopefully start creating some branches. So as you can see, this is what my first tree is looking like, and you can add as many trees as you like. You could add a, if you wanted, you could add a snowman to your painting. It's up to you. I'm just going to make lots and lots of trees, and I'm going to start by just doing one at a time. And if you could blow from different directions, the branches will go different ways as well. Remember to get nice and low, breathe in between, it can make you quite lightheaded. So there we go, and I'm just going to keep doing that. Like I said, I'm going to make lots and lots of trees. Make sure you've got enough black paint. You can always add more. And what's great about this is obviously in winter, the trees have lost all of their leaves, which is why they're just plain branches, which is why silhouettes are such a lovely idea for this time of year. Especially because the only trees that really keep their leaves, especially in Europe, are evergreens. So having the silhouettes is really nice. And I'm just going to do my last tree now at the top of the hill here. And it's great because trees don't grow in straight lines, do they? The branches go all over the place. So this is great because it does make, as you can see, the branches go every single which way, depending on how you blow on your paint to get it to move. So there we have it. That is my scene. But the best thing about winter is the snow, when it snows. Love it when it snows. It makes everything look absolutely magical. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to use the cotton buds to make some snowflakes falling down on top of my trees. The other way you could do that is by using a sponge. So let's just have a look. So I'm going to start with my cotton bud, and I'm just going to dot randomly around, and I'll do half of my painting using the cotton bud, and I'm just dabbing it around whichever way I want. So let's have a look. Let me show you. So on this side, as you can see, I've used my cotton buds, so they're nice and round. On this side, I'm going to have a go at using my sponge. And I'm going to take a tiny bit of the sponge, and I'm just going to do this. And it makes the snowflakes a little bit bigger, but it also gives them a bit of a different shape. So they've got more shape to them. The ones when I used the cotton buds were really, really circular, but these ones are looking a bit more snowflake-like because none of them really look the same. And although it makes the snowflakes look fatter and bigger, completely depends on what you're looking for in your painting. So here you can see my sponge ones look more irregular, so they'll all look very different. What you can also do is you can add using cotton bud, or if you have another paintbrush is, if you wanted, you could have a look at showing the snow that settled on some of your branches, so completely up to you again. You might not have made this many trees, you might decide to add some snowflakes in there as well, snowflakes, snowmen. But I'm going to have a go at just adding a bit of snow, because it always looks beautiful how it sits on top of the branches as the snow builds up. But again, not all of the branches will allow for that. Some of them might be too thin, some of them might not be good enough for the snow to land on because of the way that they're standing. So again, use your imagination as to how you want yours to look. And give it a go. So we're almost finished now with our winter painting. And that will be done. So, like I said, add as much detail or as little detail to this as you like. My favourite part of this painting is doing the trees, because like I said, it is something I used to do when I was a little girl, and I have so much fun making the paint go in so many different ways when you blow through the straw. It's always so much fun. So here we go. And this is my completed snowy winter's day picture. I hope that you've enjoyed completing this, watching the video, and that you enjoyed completing this activity. And hopefully your winter wonderlands will be just as exciting, as individual as mine, because none of ours will ever look the same because of the way that we have, because we're all going to have a go at blowing those paints in all different directions. So none of ours will look the same, but I hope that you love yours as much as I love mine. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!